You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. A brief verbal altercation between a delivery truck driver and a traffic flagger led to an arrest. According to the delivery driver, he was traveling on Church Street when he was stopped at a work zone. There, an argument began over traffic in the work zone, and the flagger lifted up his shirt to display a handgun to the driver. Contact was made with the flagger, who was identified as Andres Gregorio Merced of Scranton, who was in possession of a handgun and taken into custody. Records showed that Merced was a convicted felon and did not possess a concealed weapons permit. He was charged with felon not to possess a firearm, carrying a firearm without a license, terroristic threats, and disorderly conduct. He was processed and transported to Luzerne County Prison after being unable to post $25,000 bail. A Wilkes-Barre man was arrested Wednesday after he allegedly sexually assaulted and raped a woman in September. The woman told police she was on her way to the Intermodal bus terminal back on September 5th when she was followed by a man she later identified as 26-year-old James McIver. McIver initiated a conversation with her and learned that she didn't have enough money for a bus ticket home. McIver told her that he knew where to get the cash for one and persuaded her to walk with him from the downtown area to the area of 470 Stanton Street. That's where the woman claims he forced her to perform a lewd sex act by threatening to kill her and then took her to a residence on Parish Street where he raped her. McIver was arraigned on rape, sexual assault, indecent assault, and unlawful restraint charges before being locked up at Luzerne County Prison for lack of $100,000 bail. Police in Pottsville are investigating a vandalism spree. According to police, a dark-colored passenger sedan used an unidentified object to damage the side mirrors of parked vehicles. In total, 18 vehicles were damaged on several streets in the city overnight, Monday into Tuesday, and some even had additional damage done to the front windows and body. If anyone has any information on the vandalisms, they're being asked to give Pottsville police a call. The City of Wilkes-Barre's administration announced how it plans on using the city's stimulus funding. WilkesBarre is expected to receive over $73 million in funding through the American Rescue Plan. Mayor George Brown said yesterday that more than $7 million will go towards nonprofits and social services organizations. The United Way of Wyoming Valley will receive funds to distribute them to nonprofits, and the Chamber of Commerce will get funding for new business development. The mayor also plans to get funding to households negatively impacted by the pandemic through the Commission on Economic Development. Brown said the rollout of the program is dependent on the Treasury Department's final rulings and regulations. The United Way of Greater Hazleton virtually hosted their annual awards program, and we've got more on today's recipients. It's a little bit different to be gathered around the computer screen for an award ceremony, but that doesn't take away from the hard efforts of United Way, the honored award winners, and the businesses and organizations that have made the work they do possible.
Please say good afternoon and welcome you to our annual United Way Awards program and kickoff. For those of us that haven't met, I'm Pat Ward. I'm the president of the United Way of Greater Hazleton, and I'm very excited to see all of you.
Today, 3 members of the Greater Hazleton community were honored for their work, familiar faces who you may have seen helping around the city.
We have some very special awards that we are going to be issuing this year to 3 very special people.
Lauren Sacco, who was awarded the Henry Giuliani Humanitarian Award. Harry Werkheiser was awarded the Volunteer of the Year Award. And Tony Colombo was awarded the Richard M. Sallow Jr. Service to Community Award. Following the individual awards, guest speaker, former Luzerne County Manager and current CEO and President of the Luzerne Foundation, David Pedri, spoke on the work done in Luzerne County amid the pandemic and United Way's tremendous help.
One of the things that really got my attention when we were working on this pandemic throughout 2020 and into now 2021 was the idea that everybody's going to step up. You have no idea the amount of people in the community. I mean, many people are on this call who called us and said, yes, I'm interested. Yes, I can do something. What can I do? What can we do better as a community? And that's the most beautiful thing about Luzerne County, and really the most beautiful thing about the Hazleton area. I am a proud Hazleton boy, born and raised in 18201, and I live in Drums right now. And what I always say is that this is where I choose to live. This is where I choose to raise my children. And it means the world to me to stay in northeastern Pennsylvania and do all these phenomenal things that I know that we can do together.
The meeting then continued to honor the companies and organizations that have helped fund these generous efforts and announcing in-kind contributions, goods and services, and non-monetary donations referred to as the Thanks to the Bank, totaling $165,878, adding to the grand campaign total of $454,764.
So moving right along, we'd like to recognize the 10 companies and organizations that formed the foundation of our most recently completed campaign, our top 10 awards, and all of these companies should be very familiar to you. They are great supporters each and every year.
And finally, an update on the future to come.
We're kicking off. We have our incentive prizes again, and we're happy to say that we're looking forward to hopefully a brighter year.
Get your fill of apples, arts, and crafts, and more at this Saturday's Apple Fest at Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham. WILN's Julie Stefanovich has more.
After a long pandemic hiatus, many organizations and churches are glad to be back hosting events in their communities, including Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham. Church members and volunteers are already preparing for the annual Apple Fest that takes place this coming Saturday.
Our big event is our 29th annual Apple Festival. Unfortunately, last year with COVID, we only had takeout food. We couldn't have all of the other events, but this year we're back in full force with everything.
From a flea market to food, the event will have plenty to offer, including arts and crafts that are sure to make the perfect holiday gift.
Tricky trays, we have a lotto tree. We will have also a room with better items and a room with collectibles in that people can shop for. And outside, we will have a large tent for our flea market. And people can browse through all the items out there and make a donation for those items that they choose.
And if you work up an appetite doing all of your shopping, be sure to stop by the kitchen and fill up on some homemade dishes.
Our menu will include 4 different soups. We have pulled pork, beef barbecue, halushki, pierogies, hot dogs, sausage and peppers.
And don't forget the apple treats.
Apple items are apple pies, apple bread, apple cake, and also apple dumplings.
Health and safety protocols will also be followed at this year's Apple Fest.
If you come in the building to shop in any of the other areas, you must wear a mask to be inside.
Attendees of the festival will be helping out the church, which in turn helps out the community.
It's wonderful to get back because the monies that we raise from this event, very few dollars stay at the church. We are very much community oriented, and a lot of our funds will go out to projects where the need is, because that's the mission of the church, is to outreach and to share, and we're just glad that we can be back.
First responders at the festival will also be given a special token of appreciation. So come on down to the 29th Annual Apple Fest at Christ Lutheran Church on Main Street in Cunningham. It takes place this Saturday, October 16th from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. That food sounds appetizing. An educational event focusing on the importance of training, exercise, and CBD oils for dogs is set for this weekend, and our Julia Wiegand has the details.
Canines and cannabis. What an interesting and fun way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Maynard Mutt's Dog Training, Awesome Paws, and Beyond Hello invite everyone, including dogs, up to City View Park and Bailey's Bark Park this Sunday, October 17th from noon to 4 p.m.
It's an educational event to help teach people exercise and training of their dog, proper use of CBD oil. We're going to have our friends from Beyond Hello here to help us with that. Maynard Mutts will be here to help with any kind of dog training issues you may have. And we're also going to have 25 plus vendors here selling all kinds of great stuff for people, for dogs, everything. And there is no fee to attend. Everyone is welcome. Dog-friendly dogs are welcome. Well-behaved dogs are welcome, obviously.
And kids too. Country Heart Farm will be doing a petting zoo. Richie Green Entertainment Group will be DJing. Arts and Eats will have plenty from their food truck to go around. And there might even be face painting. As for those wondering about medical cards, Mahid Health will be on hand doing medical card certifications for $100. Plus, all the money raised from Creative Eye Photography by Christina's little photo shoots, raffles, tricky trays, and more benefit Positively Perfect Rescue, which covers the Carbon, Schuylkill, Northampton, Lackawanna, Susquehanna, Luzerne, and Philadelphia areas of Pennsylvania.
And their basic goal is to help Positively Perfect Rescue. They're a rescue that's near and dear to my heart. And with COVID, they've suffered a lot. They need fundraisers. We're trying to help them immensely because they help a lot of great dogs and cats and birds and rabbits and everything. And there's always medical issues. Those medical bills pile up quick, so we're hoping to raise money for them.
Those who come out Sunday will even be able to meet some of their adoptable animals. But if you can't and still want to help, you can also visit positivelyperfectrescue.org to make a donation or two directly to their page.
A big thanks to the mayor for letting us do this event. We're hoping to make it a yearly event to just promote good dog health and exercise and training.
So come on out this Sunday, October 17th from noon to 4 p.m. and learn a little more about the positives behind canines and cannabis. Reporting in Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
Thank you, Julia. Coming up on WYLN News, a Butterball recall on turkey, plus all the Game of the Week details for tomorrow night. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Jackson, and it looks like it's raining today or tomorrow. And always don't forget to watch the news every day.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
Butterball issued a recall on its ground turkey products due to possible plastic contamination. Consumer complaints reported pieces of blue plastic embedded in these recalled Butterball raw ground turkey products with the establishment number EST P7345 inside the USDA mark of inspection. As a result, over 14,000 pounds of the company's ground turkey products were recalled. The products were produced on September 28th and shipped to retail locations nationwide, but may be in consumers' freezers and or refrigerators. People are urged not to consume these products and instead throw them away or return them to the place of purchase. No confirmed reports of injuries due to the consumption of plastics have come through so far, but anyone concerned about any injury or illness should contact a healthcare provider. Our WYLN sports crews gearing up to bring you game number 7 of the 2021 high school football season. We kick off with some live Bulldog Patriot action tomorrow night when we travel to Crispin Memorial for the Berwick-Pittston matchup. Tune in for your Friday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our WILN sports crew, bringing you the event, not just the highlights. Sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. No plans tomorrow night? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of Friday Night Football and all the live local action right here on WILN TV. Coming up on Pittston's News Choice, we take a trip down to the SPCA of Luzerne County and Community in You. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328. Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783. Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns, host of Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Join us every week as I'll be joined by head coach Dennis Bookman as we go over past Hazleton area opponents, we'll look ahead to a future opponent, and have a guest from the Cougar football program. That's all this season on Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner.
Imagine how inconvenient your life would be without power. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you will have power when you need it most. Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted.
The Wire Guys, 1338 North Church Street, Hazel Township, 570-459-3345, and visit us at homewireguys.com.
No matter how busy life gets, your health needs to come first. That's why the relationship you build with your Lehigh Valley Health Network primary care doctor is one of the most important you'll ever have. From identifying your personal health risk factors to coordinating care with specialists, LVHN is here to partner with you every step of the way. And with the choice of virtual or in-person visits, it's never been easier to put your health at the top of your to-do list. Take the first step by visiting lvhn.org or by calling 888-402-LVHN.
The SPCA of Luzerne County has a fun way for you to meet new friends and maybe even make one a part of your family. A live adopt-a-thon is set to take place this Saturday, October 16th from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Randy, our development director, is teaming up with PA Live Chris Bohinski, and he is going to be promoting an adopt-a-thon live on our Facebook stream. So from 11 to 1, you'll be able to see a lot of our available animals. We have volunteers that will be transporting dogs up there to just help promote them in a real cute way. Also, we'll be using that fall background, so people that will be maybe coming to our Halloween pet parade will be able to have like a first glimpse of what the corn stalks and all the beautiful mums and pumpkins.
The Adopt-a-thon is a way to promote the lovable animals at the shelter who are waiting on their forever homes.
So people can see the faces that are residing here, just to let the community know that adoption is super important, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do here if it wasn't for the community supporting and adopting from us as well. Look out for that. Facebook Live, Saturday, October 16th, 11 to 1 as well.
The SPCA of Luzerne County has many different types of animals to choose from dogs to cats, guinea pigs to rabbits, and other small animals. Chelsea also has advice for people who are in the market for a new best friend.
The first thing to do is always just fill out that application. So your application will be good and on file for a year. So even if you're not looking to adopt an animal that's in the shelter right now, have it on file. That way everything gets checked. So we're checking for home ownership. A lot of animals that come in as owner surrenders, like Queenie and King, who were recent surrenders last week, the landlord wouldn't allow them at 10 months old. So they might have been okay with them when they were a lot smaller at 2, 3, 4 months old. Now that they're 10 months old and a lot bigger, the landlord's like, okay, it's a little bit much. So then they had to get surrendered to our shelter. So we always want to make sure that if you rent, that your landlord is going to allow the animal in your home. And then if you own your own home, it's easy for us to find that out, and then you would be able to adopt the animal. And we also look for vet references. It's super important to make sure that your animals at home are up to date on their vaccines and stuff. So that's 2 big checks and balances. So once you submit the application, our team is able to start processing it. We'd call you to say your application's good to go. It's on file. So when you see an animal that you like, whether we're promoting it or you do a walkthrough of the shelter and see an animal, and then you say, I have to have that animal, your application's already approved. So then you would just be able to call them and say, I would like to meet. That way you would be the first on the list as far as getting everything set up as far as a meet and greet and moving forwards.
When considering adoption, it's also important to choose a reputable shelter like the SPCA.
We need adopters, we need people to think adoption first, and we're here to educate who we are and what we do to make sure that that resonates with people to, not go through a backyard breeder, but to come through a shelter that's reputable, that's going to have your animals spayed and neutered, up to date on vaccines, that's going to be reassuring to know that they're going into a good home, and that's what's going to end up putting us out of an organization in the future. So we really rely on the community a lot.
So remember to check out the Adopt-a-thon this Saturday from 11 until 1 p.m. live on Facebook. And you can always visit spca.luzernecounty.org to find out about their services and to view animals that are currently up for adoption.
AllCare Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call AllCare Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton, everything to make your house a home.
No matter how busy life gets, your health needs to come first. That's why the relationship you build with your Lehigh Valley Health Network primary care doctor is one of the most important you'll ever have. From identifying your personal health risk factors to coordinating care with specialists, LVHN is here to partner with you every step of the way. And with the choice of virtual or in-person visits, it's never been easier to put your health at the top of your to-do list. Take the first step by visiting lvhn.org or by calling 888-402-LVHN.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just a highlight, like only WYLN can. The Game in a Week on WYLN TV is sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, State Trooper Anthony Petrosky's leading the way again into part 4 of this week's series. And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with State Trooper Anthony Petrosky. So, in your role, whether it's been in your role or when you were like on the beat as patrol, or whether it's just in life in general, some of the biggest achievements you've had, and some of the biggest challenges you faced, and currently any challenges or achievements that you're looking towards or facing.
Right. I feel like I could combine the two because as a police officer, like you don't sign up to be a police officer to get awards or do things like that, right? You sign up because you want to give back. You want to be able to help people that can't help themselves, to protect people that can't really protect themselves. So seeing somebody, I'll give you this one, right? So you pull somebody over, it's a bad day for them, right? They're on their way to work, and you're professional. You explain to them, hey, this is what we're doing. I am issuing this citation. They say thank you. Like that goes a long way because I understand in that person's eyes, like they're not having a good day. I pulled them over. They recognize they did something wrong and they said thank you. That goes a long way. So, that's definitely something that, I hold close to me when people would say thank you for just doing your job. Yeah. That's very appreciative. Some of the challenges, I would say this, and this could go for any police officer, is breaking barriers. And whether that be, any way with the community members, breaking barriers down. Because, there are people out there who don't like police, and I enjoy talking to those people because, hey, let's have a conversation about it. A few years ago when I was in patrol, I went to the Hazleton 1 Community Center. And I went in there on an incident to talk to somebody that was involved in something. And, when I went in there were some kids in there. And they got very nervous when I went in there. And so I talked to the director at the time, and I explained to him, I said, hey, what's going on? The kids seemed a little nervous when I came in. And he said, a lot of the kids here, they don't like police. So I said, okay. I said, is it okay if I go and talk to them? So I went and I talked to them. The next week I came back for a few minutes. I talked to them again. Fast forward a few years later, as a community service officer, now I could dedicate more time to them. Yeah. I go there every week. The kids know me by first name. We have that relationship. I've taken troopers off duty. We've gone there and played basketball with the kids, not against them, with the kids. We integrated the teams, right? We've developed a good relationship with kids at one point who wouldn't even look at us. So that's very rewarding, and it's also challenging at the same time. Yeah. To this day, I still go there. We do tons of programs. I go there in the summer, take our canines there, take female troopers there to show the girls that go, like, hey, we have female troopers also. Just breaking down those barriers. Yeah. So that's rewarding, but it was also challenging in the beginning. And I like to continue that strive and break those barriers down and show people, because a lot of times people see the uniform and that's it. They don't know that when I go home, I'm dad to my 2 young kids, and they can only learn that by talking and having those interactions. So keeping those interactions going, and thankfully across the state, there's community services officers in every troop across the state, and every day we're trying to break those barriers down and build better relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Check back tomorrow night as Trooper Petrosky continues leading the way into part 5 of this week's segment. Good night. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.